Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I'm your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop, and it's time to go back to the theater. And Harrison Ford puts on the hat and gets the whip one last time. My review of the 2023 action-adventure film, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Coming up now. In 1969, Dr. Henry Jones is retiring as an archaeology professor at Hunter College. One day he's visited by his goddaughter, Helena, whom he hasn't seen for years, who has questions about a certain artifact that her father and Indy found during World War II, half of the Archimedes dial. Jones shows Helena the dial and she escapes with it, as she knows the CIA is on her trail, as well as a Nazi scientist with a new identity working for NASA. Indy and Helena end up working together and go on an adventure to find the second half of Archimedes' dial before the Nazis do and try to change the course of history. So what did I think of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? I thought it's an exciting and charming action-adventure sequel. It's directed by James Mangold, taking over for Steven Spielberg, but he puts a little bit of a Spielbergian touch to the project. Mangold is best known for directing films such as Copland, Girl Interrupted, Walk the Line, his 3:10 to Yuma remake, The Wolverine, Logan, and Ford vs. Ferrari. There definitely are some fun action scenes here, from the initial fight on the train, or the scene where Indy is riding a horse and being chased through a parade that ends up on a subway, and a fantastic chase through the streets of Tangier, trying to catch up with the villain. I also liked Indy and Helena going through a tomb, bringing back some nostalgic feels to earlier films. The opening prologue is a flashback sequence that uses a de-aging effect on Harrison Ford that looks rather convincing at first, but there were flashes where it seemed distractingly off, and his voice still sounded like the older Ford. The artifact they're trying to find the second half of is interesting, as it's said to allow the beholder to travel through time. While some crazy things have happened in the past with some of these ancient objects, this one may take the cake. There are elements that are certainly over the top and ridiculous, but are still entertaining, and quite a number of conveniences throughout. You also have to overlook the fact that this is an almost 80-year-old man going against foes that are one-third of his age. The character of Helena is written with some odd choices. She's made to be unlikable, which I agree with, but her redemption arc doesn't quite land. She also has a young sidekick, Teddy, who isn't charming enough to pull off the role like Short Round did. The story is certainly at its best when Indy is at the main focus. The comedy can be hit and miss, and while I laughed out loud a handful of times, there were some moments that made me roll my eyes or groan. Some better and more memorable dialogue all around could have been a benefit, honestly. The ending is a very fitting way to send off the series, though. Harrison Ford reprises his role of Indiana Jones, the world-renowned archaeologist and college professor, and it's great seeing the actor with the hat and whip one more time, for what we can assume is the final film. Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena Shaw, Jones's goddaughter looking to pay off her gambling debt with the artifact. Mads Mikkelsen as Jürgen Voller, a former Nazi who's looking for the dial to correct mistakes from the past. Antonio Banderas as Ronaldo, an old friend of Indy's who pilots a boat. John Rhys-Davies as Salah, Jones's old friend who helped him find the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail. And Toby Jones as Basil Shaw, Helena's father and Indy's friend from World War II who became obsessed with unlocking the dial's secrets. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny doesn't hit the heights of the original three adventures, but when it works, and is a satisfying, action-packed, and emotional send-off. Number-wise, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, which gives it the A-list rating of Do It. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment right here on YouTube. youtube.com/westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/westtroupealist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at WesAList. Until next time, Troop out.